All right, I'm here at Langston, and you're looking at kind of the same scenario with an extra set of stairs. The driveway is pretty narrow, and that's their yard, so I'm not really sure how that would work. And there's also a slope, here, so trying to widen the driveway, you'd have to, flatten that and probably put some kind of retaining wall there. I will say that I like this neighborhood better, but I was also kind of pondering this. If you were to clear this out a little bit, could you extend the driveway a bit back here and then utilize this space for the car and for being able to get out, and then you could enter from back here. So that was just a thought, because you have room to extend a little bit here, and then clearing all this out. If you were to pull here, you have plenty of room there, so putting concrete all through this area. So that was a thought. Exterior of the house looks good, nice and fresh painted. I'm very curious to go inside because I'm curious why this one has been sitting so long. This seems to be a fairly busy road. It looks like it connects you out to this main road. It's not it's probably just more of a thoroughfare than anything. But grass looks nice. Got a barky dog next door. Okay, so coming into the front door. Living space. This house is much nicer so far. Smells like they redid the wood floors. These are all real hardwood. Got these built-ins here. And then this is the main room, so it's right off the living room. Has the sliding door. There's room for you to get through here, but I will measure it. This room is not huge, but there's plenty of room for a bed here. I'm just curious. I think you would have to tuck your bed a little further on this side so that you make sure you have room through here. All right, and here is the bathroom. Okay. So this is the wall that I was talking about. Could this be taken back to here? Let me zoom out. Yeah, taken back to here, because there's room on both sides, and that would open it up. But you can't go any further back than this wall. So I'm not sure, unless you move the toilet over further that way, get rid of this wall, and then there should be room there. But I don't know how you would turn around. There's no room to turn around there. So I'm not sure about that. Here's the closet. It's pretty big. Of course, you have this soaker tub and shower, so you'd have to do something with the curb here. But I'm wondering, because the shower pan is sort of lifted up, even getting rid of this curb, that part and this part are not going to meet. So I think you would have to address the whole entire bottom, because this is higher than that. So even removing the curb, there's still going to be a difference, like a lip that you have to deal with. Still pondering this bathroom situation. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what's behind here, like what's happening there. How far could you take the wall back? But you've got this wall to contend with, so you can't get rid of this wall. So I'm not sure, but not a lot of space there. But it's pretty bathroom. Got a kitchen. So I think they have intended for this to be like a little breakfast area, but sort of right as you walk in the door, so I'm not sure that would really work. I'm not sure where you would put a dining room table unless you could put it here. A long table here could work with a bench on one side, and then that way you can tuck it in. So I would think that would be a better place for a dining table. All right, kitchen, so no fridge there, so you'd have to buy one. Laundry. Kitchen's really nice. Yeah, I have, like, this is like your pantry space. And I think this is the one where you were saying there is room to take the dishwasher and put it over here. The only thing is you've got this underhang, so I'm not sure how that would physically work. Again, I'm not a contractor, but I wanted to just point it out. So if you were to move it over here, you're gonna likely lose some of this. You'd have to trim this granite up. Otherwise your dishwasher is tucked way under the counter. A little bit of a bump right there. And definitely have to address that part. And then there's 2 steps out here, but you can see there's concrete is raised here. So that would have to be, get concrete to match up. But that's why I was saying if you drove all the way back here and then had a sidewalk connecting here to a ramp, that could potentially work. Huge backyard. Huge. Okay. Gutters are packed full. I need to empty those. All right. I'm gonna go upstairs, but the 1 bedroom over there, and then there's your hot water tank. Here's the other bathroom. They messed up there. I guess the old door frame must have been smaller. There's storage there. So you have all this unused space here. So if the vanity could get shifted over a little bit and maybe not as deep, you might be able to fit over here. This floor has a pretty serious slope going that way. This tile work doesn't look so great. You can see doesn't look so good, but they've tried to refinish the tub and just touch it up, but kind of messy work there. But let's see. I feel like I just heard someone trying to get in the door, but maybe not. Okay, we'll go upstairs. Okay, this is bathroom up here. It's a shame it's up here because there's tons of room on each side of the toilet. I have a little tiny vanity in here. I don't know what's happening there, but the hole. Looks like this might be attic space. I think it's stuck. And there's more storage attic space. Also stuck. And more here. Yeah, so storage in there. And we got a closet and another access to the attic. That's kind of narrow there, but I guess that's not too big of a concern. It's hot up here, so I don't know if the AC is working up here. It's hot. They definitely have it piped to come up here, but it's hot. It's hot up here. It looks like they did new insulation. They missed some paint there. All right, and that is the upstairs. It's definitely a nicer house than the other one, even with some of the sloppier work in the bathroom. But I think figuring out that bathroom configuration, maybe sending it to a contractor so they could figure it out, see if it's gonna work. But anyway, that's it.